I want to ask you that is watching me now. Yes, you that is watching me. What will you be remembered for? What legacy are you going to leave behind? We are discussing hero today. Some people are saying hero bottle, while some others are saying hero beer, as drunkard that they are. But there are four-sided individuals that are glancing at a true hero. Who are you? Are you a true hero, or are you a consumer of hero beer? A concern was raised that the young people in Nigeria might not have anyone to look up to as their hero, their mentor, someone they can call a role model, their heroes and their heroines. And this is highly worrisome. This simply means that we don't have anyone to look up to, no reference material to fall back to. And it is not a good thing at all. Who is even a hero? Let's define a hero. Who is a hero? A hero is that one person that fights for his people. That one person that can never steal from his people. He is not corrupt and can never be corrupt. He is very courageous, very passionate in whatever he or she believes in. His outstanding qualities can never be overemphasized. That is a true hero. In America, there is Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln is a hero in America because he played a pivotal role in leading Americans out of civil war and abolishing slavery. Abraham Lincoln left a legacy and a footprint that will never be forgotten. Don't forget, there is Martin Luther King. There is Chinua Achebe. They left footprint. What footprint are you leaving behind? Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela is a hero in South Africa. He fought and stood against apartheid, racism, social injustice, inequality, and dismantled poverty without discrimination. Nelson Mandela was imprisoned for 27 years so that every man and woman will have equal rights before the law. He always wanted a progressive and a prosperous Africa. Odumegwu Ojukwu. Ojukwu is a hero in the eastern part of Nigeria, popularly known as Biafra land. Ojukwu went to war. Why? Because he wanted his people to be free from injustice and slavery. Some of you don't know that Ojukwu father, Louis Odumegwu Ojukwu, was the first billionaire ever recorded in Nigeria. That was why in 1956, when the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth II, visited Nigeria, the federal government of Nigeria went to the father of Ojukwu to borrow his silver-colored Rolls-Royce Phantom. What does it mean? That Ojukwu father was very rich. Nobody could have given the federal government of Nigeria that Rolls-Royce Phantom because only Ojukwu father could have afforded it as at that time. What does this imply? That Ojukwu had everything. Ojukwu father was a billionaire, but yet Ojukwu led his people, went to war. Ojukwu fought so that his people will be free permanently from injustice and slavery. What are you doing with your life? You have been a governor for 8 years. All you do is stealing and looting. You have been a senator for over 30 years. What you do is stealing people's money. Nelson Mandela never stole anybody's money. Abraham Lincoln never stole anybody's money. These are selfless people. They think about the people and not about themselves. But as a politician, look at you. You are a governor, but you know you are a thief. You are not there to serve the people. You are there to eat from the people. If Nelson Mandela was a selfish politician, he wouldn't have been in prison for 27 years. He wanted life for his people. He wanted air for his people. He wanted his people to feel the impact of good governance. But you're a governor for your selfish reasons. Let me come to the governors we have in the southeast. Hope Uzodinma, what will you be remembered for? David Umahi, Keifageji Chetegu. Ojuzokalo, what will you be remembered for? What reference material are we going to go back to? Will my children sit down and say, when this man, Ojuzokalo, was the leader in the eastern part of Nigeria, that this is what he did? He fought for his people. He fought against injustice, just like Nelson Mandela. Ojuzokalo, what will I use to remember you? What will I use to remember Hope Uzodinma? Hope Uzodinma, you know you never won any election. You came forth. Ibu class Nisi or Lodo. They carried you and gave first position. And you have been sitting down, knowing fully well that you are sitting on a stolen mandate. When my children start asking me questions about heroes and heroines, what will I tell them? That a failed person, somebody that that failed in an exam hall was later given the first position. Who is a freedom fighter? A freedom fighter is one who hates discrimination and inequality. That is why Nelson Mandela, Kwame Nkrumah, Thomas Sankara, Steve Biko, Funmilayo Ransome Kuti, Patrice Lumumba, that is why they fought genuinely for the interest of their people. These are the true heroes. But the likes of Femi Fani-Kayode, Chris Ngige, Joe Ibokwe, Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, and other selfish politicians in Nigeria, the likes of Femi Fani-Kayode are stomach freedom fighters. They fight for the interest of their stomach. They fight for what they will eat and what they will drink. But look at Kwame Nkrumah. Look at Steve Biko. Their names will forever be written in the sands of time. What will you be remembered for? Hope Uzodinma, Rochas Okorocha Okezie Ikpeazu, David Umahi, Ojo Kalo, in 100 years' time, when my children will go back to the history book, to reference book, what good thing would they say about you? What good thing would they say about Hope Uzodinma? What good thing would they say about Ojo Kalo? Keifefa geji tetunu. Keifefa geji weku makunu. Would they say that these people fought against injustice? Or would they say that these people were pocketed? These people never stand for their people. Instead, they were interested in the money they would get from their people. Unfortunately, our history book will be empty. Our children will go back to search for selfless men, but they will not see. They will still be seeing Nelson Mandela. They will still be hearing about Abraham Lincoln, because we don't have men. All we have is criminals. People like Okorocha, Ojo Kalu, Hope Uzodinma, your names will be wiped away from history because you never created any impact. What will I tell my children? What will I tell them that you did? What will I tell them that you did for your people? Now, let me advise you criminal politicians. You think all these billions you are stealing will follow you the day you will die. Oh, unfortunately, you are going alone. Only you will go with that coffin where they will keep you. All the billions you have been stealing, packing in Switzerland, Australia, none of them will go with you. Just you alone. What legacy are you leaving as a criminal? Legacy of extortion, legacy of corruption, legacy of selfishness, legacy of looting, legacy of stealing, legacy of deceit, legacy of lies as a politician. Only you, the billions will not be with you. All the billions that you have been stealing will be left behind, while you will be faced with the calamity that you created for yourself. I ask you again, what will you be remembered for after now? As an individual, what legacy are you leaving behind? Are you leaving a legacy of someone that go to beer parlor? Before they say Jack Robinson, you have finished one crate of Hero beer. Before we turn around, one trailer load is over and you are inside the gutter. Is that the legacy you are leaving behind? Are you leaving a legacy of someone that consumes Hero? Or are you leaving a legacy of a true hero? As an actress, what are you doing with your profession? As a musician, what are you doing with your profession? What are you using your profession to do? Are you using your profession to speak against the bad government? Or are you using your profession to while away time? Imagine Fela Kuti keeping quiet. Nobody will be talking about Fela, but Fela stood. Fela never kept quiet. Fela used his music to fight against injustice. What are you using your music to do? Buga. Buga. What will you be remembered for after now? Will you be remembered as someone that has an outstanding qualities of drinking Agborachia? Or will you be remembered as someone that behaved like Nelson Mandela? Will you be remembered as a coward? Or will your name be included in the list of warriors? Will you be remembered as a bad influencer? Or will you be remembered for your good influencing? What impacts are you creating in the lives of the people around you? Your colleagues, your staffs, your husband, your wife. What impact? In summary, I want to ask you that is watching me now. Yes, you that is watching me. What will you be remembered for? What legacy are you going to leave behind? Are you going to be remembered as a true hero like Nelson Mandela, Abraham Lincoln, D.M. Odumegwu Ojukwu, Dora Akinyele, Fela Kuti, and many more heroes? Are you going to be remembered as a true hero? Or are you going to be remembered as someone that consumed Hero beer?